Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. And of course, that means we are just around the corner from tax time. Yay! Not so much. Taxes are officially due here in the United States, federal taxes, on April the 15th. That is Tuesday, next Tuesday. That's a week from yesterday. Today's Wednesday when I'm filming this video. So make sure you are prepared. If you run a business, you are supposed to report your estimated quarterly taxes if you expect to owe more than $1,000 or more in taxes. If you don't know what that means, please consult an accountant CPA. So if you do that, you will need to report your quarterly taxes ASAP, your normal first quarter taxes, January, February, March. And then also before the 15th, you'll need to file your 2024 taxes in full for whatever it is that you owe. You shouldn't owe anything because if you're paying estimated taxes, your bill should just about be covered. You may have a little bit of a bill left over if you did better than you thought in fourth quarter, etc., something like that. But the 15th is the cutoff. So for resellers and anybody watching this video that are stay-at-home entrepreneurs or self-employed, you own your own business, things of that nature, let's go over a couple of do's, don'ts, and tips and tricks for tax time 2025 on your taxes from 24. Okay, so first keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed CPA or attorney. I can't give you legal advice. Everything is just based off my experience and what I have done for the last almost 20 years or maybe even over 20 years of filing taxes and working with CPAs. Also, Mark II, not your dad's CPA. I'll give you his information, his website, his tax academy and everything you'll need if you want to use him as a CPA at the end of this video once we talk about the rest of it. So if you drive your vehicle anywhere for business and business only, you can deduct the mileage. Mileage is one of the biggest deductions. It's pretty significant. So if you drive to a thrift store to buy inventory or you drive somewhere to meet someone on Facebook Marketplace, those are all legitimate mileage deductions, and you can use an app called Mile IQ. You can use a notebook to write it down, your GPS, whatever you need to do, keep track of those miles. If you drive to a thrift store, then you drive to do some personal goof off stuff and then you come home, just the mileage between your house and the thrift store would count. Same goes for food and entertainment. So if you go to a conference, if you go out of town, if you entertain an in-town client for like a dinner and you guys sign a contract or you talk about business, or maybe they meet you in the parking lot and they sell you inventory and then you guys get dinner to talk about more inventory. That would all count as legitimate food and entertainment. If you take somebody out to a show because you're talking client, but if you guys are just going out to the bar and the casino to gamble and get drunk and you're not talking about anything, it's just two friends hanging out, not legitimate. It's a red flag, and if the IRS catches you, no good. Also, always keep receipts for everything. If you keep paper receipts, know that they can fade away. So take a picture of them, get digital, scan them into your computer, take a picture, use an app like Evernote, whatever you have to do, ProScan. There's tons of things you can do to take your receipts and put them on digital. If you just keep them in a drawer or a box, they are very likely to wear out and you will lose the record of them if you ever needed to prove that you spent money on X. You'll be like, well, I have a receipt. Oh wait, no I don't, because it's all faded. Also, you can use your credit card and bank statements. Those are perfectly okay with the IRS as long as you can prove what they are from the statement. So all good tips to remember. If you're doing your miles and you're writing them down, take pictures of your odometer, record your odometer readings at the beginning and end of each year, at the beginning and end of each trip. And really that sounds silly to write it down. That's why I recommend an app. So those are all deductions, miles and food and entertainment. Also, your cell phone. So if you use your phone, we all use pretty much a cell phone, like that's our source of phones. The IRS knows you use it for personal in addition to business. So what I do as a rule of thumb, and you can talk to a CPA about this, but it's what I've always done, I deduct 50% of my cell phone bill. Half of the time I'm talking a business, half the time I'm talking personal. Actually, it's probably more like 80-20, but I'm just not gonna argue with them. I'm gonna take 50% of my cell phone bill, right? Also, if you purchase a new phone, that's a tool. That's something you can deduct over time, right? Or you can deduct all at once. Is if you buy a new computer, a new phone, a new printer, anything that you keep, that's called equipment. If you keep it for more than 12 months, like office desk, or like I said, a printer, a computer, a tablet, anything you use in the business, that's all equipment. If you use materials, if you buy materials, that's anything you use up over 12 months, during that 12 months. So like pens, papers, ink, toner, bubble mailers, shipping mailers, anything like that is stuff that you use up. That's called material. So that's all deductible as well. Also, of course, your home office. Now, your home office has to be dedicated to only business and only your home business. So like I couldn't dedicate the living room space as my home office, because even though I sit down here and work in it, this living room is used for personal use. It's used for watching TV or shows, entertaining guests. My home office is upstairs. It is my 12 by 15 office space where I have the studio, the podcast studio, and the recording and the lights. You guys have seen it on my videos before. And that is my dedicated spot. I deduct only that square footage, and that's it. That's only that spot. Kate's dedicated office is there. She dedicates that spot. We're both on the house. We're both owners, so we can both take a piece of it. Now, I couldn't take both office spaces and she couldn't take both office spaces. That would be double dipping, right? But again, phone and internet. So internet, I do the same thing, half of the bill. And the reason I do that is because I use the internet at home to play games or to watch Netflix or to do other stuff, right? So I just do half and half. Again, I'm not a CPA. I can't give you legal advice. This is simply what I do. So those are all deductions that are legitimate. Your materials and your equipment. Obviously, any cost you pay to ship stuff, shipping costs. Your eBay shipping fees, which are given to you in a report very quickly. Your shipping costs if you buy labels off Pirate Ship. If you walk into the post office and you buy a shipping label, which would be silly because you would be overspending a lot, but that is a deduction as well. Keep that receipt, make it digital if you possibly can. Those are all expenses. Now, fees. Any website that you pay fees to, eBay fees, Amazon fees, Poshmark fees, those are all expenses that you are allowed to deduct. If you have your own website that you pay GoDaddy 30 bucks a month for, 20 bucks a month for, that is a fee. That is allowed to be deducted. If you pay for Wix or you pay a website developer to build you a website, their labor, their cost, what you paid them for their services, 100% allowed to be deducted. That's all legitimate expenses that you are allowed to take off at the end of the year. So those are a big list of the common ones that everybody takes. Mileage, meals and entertainment. Travel is another one. If you go to a conference, for example, the plane ticket and the hotel, that's completely deductible. The cost of the court, like if you go to a training conference where they charge, $300 to get in for tickets or for training or for workshops, that would be deductible as well. So there's a whole big list of this stuff. You can pause this video and write it down, or as you go, just take notes and write it down, and then go back through your list and write all that stuff down, fees and shipping and materials and equipment and all those things. But always consult a CPA or an accountant or a financial attorney if you don't know what you're doing. You have another 6 days left to get it in. You can always file an extension. It costs a little bit of money. Depending on if you owe money, you will have to pay a little bit of a fee to do the extension. You don't pay it when you file the extension. It'll be added into what you owe on your taxes. So for example, if you end up owing $1,000, they might charge you a fee of like 50 bucks or 100 bucks. It's not a ton of money, but it's a little bit. I've done extensions in the past where I had needed more time to come up with everything. One year when I was buying this house a couple years ago, my tax bill was pretty significant. It was like $30,000. And I had paid like $20,000 during the course of the year, but I ended up making more than I thought. And I had to report all that to be able to prove the income to buy this house. And so on the additional balance of like $9,500, I think I owed them as an additional balance because I had paid over 20 grand during the year. They charged me a fee of like $358 because I extended it and filed late. So just to give you an idea, it's not a fortune, but it is a little bit of money if you extend it and you owe them money. If you extend it and you get a return, a refund, then there's no fee because they owe you money. So that's kind of how the IRS works with that. If you need help in the last week, if you need help during the rest of the year, if you need help filing an extension, if you need help during that period of your extension, please do not hesitate to reach out to Mark 2. Not Your Dad's CPA. That's his name, his nickname. He goes by that. He's amazing. I have used him for many, many years to look at and answer questions that I have on my taxes, to go over things, to confirm things, to fix hiccups and mistakes that I have made. I know how to do taxes. I've done them myself for many, many years. I know every deduction, everything top to bottom, but it's always nice to have another set of eyes look at them, and it's always nice to have a CPA look at them. So I'm going to link his website down below. If you use Mark's services, you're going to get 2 months free, 60 days free of his Financial Insiders private group, where he teaches you everything you need to know about your finances, your taxes, reporting, and everything else that you could possibly think of. Now, I had just emailed Mark when I sat down to record this video, asking him if there is a coupon code that I can give to my audience. Now, he has not responded just yet. He will. He's pretty good about being within an hour or two of responding to me. If a coupon code pops up, and you're watching this video, I'm going to put it down below in the description box. If there's one available, it will be below in the description box, below his website within an hour of this video going live. If this video is older than an hour and there's no coupon code, there's not going to be a code available, and you'll be able to still get those 60 days free by signing up for Mark's service. So look down below and consider using Mark II, Not Your Dad's CPA service, for all of your tax help, tax needs throughout the year, not just now during tax time, but throughout the year. He can help you with everything that you might need. Estimated quarterlies, federal, state, you name it. He does it. He's covered. He's licensed. He is also a reseller. He's done a lot of reselling in his past, so he knows what we are looking at and what we are doing. That's my announcement for tax time. I know it's our yay favorite time of the year, but anyways, get your taxes done, guys. Don't skip out on them. Don't lie about them. Don't get yourself in trouble, and don't bank on the IRS going away. I know there's a lot of talk about the IRS disappearing, and it could happen. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but right now, taxes are due, so that's not the case. The IRS is still here. You got to do your thing. Nobody likes taxes, but that is what it is, right? Death and taxes. Also, for all of you that are going to comment down below that taxes are not legal and they're not a law, turns out they are. That's all false narrative that sovereign citizens started. Taxes and going to jail for dodging your taxes is absolutely a thing. Just ask Wesley Snipes. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Even when it's topics you don't like, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Come back and watch future videos. Me and Milo will see you again in the next video.